Well, hi, good morning. Thanks so much for joining me here in my shop on October 14th for what I hope is the last wire day for this radio. I've been working on changing the cracked wires and a few other things along the way. And what I'm left with now is, let's look it over. Let's see. I can see one black wire, another black wire here with cracked insulation. There's a red wire here. This red wire is actually coming out of a bundle, I think. So I have this cabling of 3 wires here inside this tube. And that looks like it. A couple black wires. Here's another one here. That one may be okay, oddly enough. There's definitely a yellow cracked wire here, but that's also the same one that's going in this bundle. So there's a yellow wire running all the way from here all the way down to here. Very good. Well, I think the starting spot should be so there's a couple wires here which are twisted around each other, right in here. And those, I'm going to guess, are heater wires, probably winding their way through the whole radio here. They seem to have used this black wire. Yeah, I can see the twisting going all the way up. So that may be another thing that has to be changed. Looks like it's ending right at this tube. So that's not an uncommon thing where they, maybe one of the first things they do in the radio is they install the heater line between tubes, all in parallel because they're all the same voltage. And then they twist the wire. And I guess that helps reduce hum induction into the rest of the radio, I guess. Well, that's quite a few. That's quite a bit of wiring in there that has to be done. Or do I dare leave those? So that's a heater wire. If it were to short, you'd be putting a short right on the transformer. The big transformer, and pretty certain that would ultimately burn up the transformer. Wow. What I'm doing here is there's 2 wires coming up twisted together. One of them I can see goes to this terminal. The other one disappears from view. And so I can see it now. It goes to here. Just following every wire from its start to its end. Okay. There's one hidden up under here. stuck together. There we go. The wire comes off, bends back, comes up, over. So one of the twisted wires that comes from here, one of them comes off. Comes down here, around under here, and it's bent back to this pin and then onwards. Actually makes sense, because from there's a wire that comes along over to this terminal, then there's a wire that goes back from here over to this terminal. Look at it. Very confusing how they've done this. Well, okay, you can sit and watch me do that all day. That's pretty challenging stuff. Changing those. Boy, oh boy, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's a lot of it. Now that I look at it. Oh boy. Just when you think you're close. Well, that's a good start. Yeah. I gotta stop and think about that a little bit before I start on it. What am I gonna do first? Boy, oh boy. I'm still trying to decide how to approach this exactly, and I just thought I'd show you one spot here. Just you can see where the camera's looking right in the radio. This is what it's seeing. So you can see the black wire coming along and the insulation all broken off of it. Then you can see a bare wire crossing it. Right here, I guess is where we are. Yeah, crossing it. How much clearance is there between those two wires? Of course, you're seeing it in 2D. I'm seeing it in 3D. There couldn't be more than a conductor width between them. A virtual short and a wire that can move. And this is what's in this radio. Wow, I've been operating it all this time. There's something else I can see up. This wire up above here. Is it this one? Oh, up this way. Yeah, this is one of the heater wires up here too. Cracked. Yeah. Well, I guess it becomes kind of obvious that I think I got to do these heater wires, and I'll leave the cable for now. So heater wires. Wow. It looks pretty complicated in here how they've run the wire. It's not what you would normally just kind of think of. It seemed to have followed a weird coming around here, coming back there. Maybe it's a way to install the least amount of wire. That's maybe what they discovered. I don't know, but I think I have to imitate exactly what they've done here in terms of where these wires are running. They are just heater wires, but they can induce hums. So one thing that's usually done with them is they're laid very close to the chassis, which I think is why they would tend to go in first. So they're going to be the lowest down under everything wires, which they appear to be. Let's go up this end. I really haven't studied this end very well. So first looking for those dark wires. Well, I don't really see any. Maybe they're all hidden up under here. could be the case. That right down in there are more of those same heater wires. We got to take a look in here and see what's going on. Well, there's really only one way to get a look, and it's down through here. What the yellow stuff is on the black wire, I don't know. They're laid down low. There you can see the twist, and beside it is another wire. It's all split. The insulation is split on it. Where's that wire coming from? That could be one of these bundle wires here. Whoops. Well, let's see, I found another wire that's cracked. No. Oh boy. Every wire in this radio. Well, there's one that looks black, but it's actually green. It starts out green up here, but by the time it gets around here, it's pretty blackish. I think that's the same wire we were just looking at. Wire coming out of the bundle here is the one that travels, I think, all the way down here now towards the back. Where did this one? And then this is also one that's coming out of that same bundle. What's this stuff here? Wax from something. Boy. I take a long time getting ready for something like this because there are things that need to be seen and you don't know what they are when you start. And if you just look a little bit and then go, yeah, I've seen everything, you probably haven't. So that's why I'm spending what may seem to be an inordinate amount of time just looking at this thing and considering it. Well, looks like we have wires all the way from this tube all the way down. Coming around to the transformer, which is located here, which is where the feed is starting. So they're coming up out of the transformer as two transformer leads. They'll be coming up. Oh my gosh, the transformer's over here. It's not even where I thought it was. So coming out of this hole or this hole, we should maybe take a look up here. There's something a little odd I can see. Let's just see what that is. Okay, now my camera may not want to focus. I may have to force it into focus here. Yeah, just bear with me a moment while it's going to do the automatic thing, but it may not end up exactly where we want it. So now I'll just call up the dialog box and take control here. Okay. Wow, this looks like an ordinary piece of debris on top of that wire. It doesn't look like anything significant at all. Yeah, it's just a bunch of junk. It's nothing. So these are the wires coming up out of the transformer. I think these are probably the secondary wires. I think these two here at the back, the ones that are in behind, these ones back here, probably the heater lines. Let's see where they go. So this is it here. Change it, look at that, right under the capacitor it changes color. And it connects to that rather egregious looking connection there. So if it's not those, then it's got to be these two here. I got my finger on. These look like larger diameter wires, but they might be. Yes. So these are going right to the rectifier, and these are almost certainly the high voltage. The reason they're heavier is their insulation's a little thicker. And meanwhile, these other two, where'd they go? One of them's here. Where's the other one? Where'd the other one go? Is it going right down to the chassis here? No. It's looping back. It's under the coil where I can't see it there. So, looks like this is one. This is the other. Okay, if we follow the other goes right here. And then you know what this is? This is the feed to the light bulbs. So this is looking for a light bulb feed. How much I want to bet the other wire from the light bulbs is just going where this wire goes. Loops around. Yep, that's what that messy connection is. So this is undoubtedly, these are the two transformer wires here. And they're making their first connection to terminals here. From there, it's going to be chassis wire. Why is there no wire coming off of this? Or is there? Yeah, there is. And it's just dark. There it is there. There it is there, he says, and you're looking and going, what exactly are you talking about? This right here is the wire that's leaving and heading towards the other heater. So it's going up in behind here. Oh my gosh. And heading down the way. Okay, so we're solving this bit by bit. I think it's really worth knowing with some certainty what you're looking at, and because the guesswork's not welcome here. Okay, wow, this video is going to awfully long. 12, probably 20 minutes of me just looking at this thing now. So one kind of logical way to start, in a way, is to start at the end of the of the wires coming out of the transformer, and just work your way through the rest of the radio. Is there any difference? Is there any? I can't get a grip on any kind of logic here. Or maybe I go for the. Maybe I change my mind and go for the wires and the bundles. Okay, I'm just not quite ready to start yet. So have you ever watched a cat getting ready to jump? I'm sure it's true of many other animals, including us even. Getting ready to jump over top of something, some kind of risky jump. And the cat will stand on the edge and it'll kind of dance around a little bit. Well, what's going on? It's waiting for the feeling to come that it's good to jump. It's not doing a mathematical analysis of the gap and velocity and all that kind of acceleration from the rear legs. None of that's going on. It's doing this, and it's just waiting for that feeling that now's the time to jump. And we do that ourselves too. And that's kind of what I'm doing here with these wires. I'm dancing around, looking at them, trying to absorb more and more information about them, waiting for that feeling to come that, okay, now I can go ahead. It doesn't mean the feeling is, necessarily correct, but that's kind of where I'm stuck. So I'm waiting for the good feeling to come. In the meantime, I'm going to drink some coffee, of course. Let me try and show you how easy it is to get things wrong here. Let's see if I can do this. So why I spend so much time preparing for something like this. So I'm following some wires down along under here. When I get down in this area, this might be just about impossible to show it with a camera. Let's see. So the twisted pair of heater wires is in this one that's going into the sleeve here, and this one, which is bending up and heading up to this terminal. So if I follow this twisted leg here, now let me just follow it along. You can see it going along, and then it's coming out the other side here, carrying on. Okay, we've already made the mistake. Let's go back. It's coming back. It's carrying along. Kind of see it here, and then it's here. Carrying on. Oh, made the mistake again, because something's happening under this capacitor. It looks like the wire is going right through. It's a giveaway with the camera actually, because the focus shows you that this wire is up high and this other wire is way down low. I say other wire because if you can look under there, what you see is that this wire here carries on to a terminal under the capacitor, and this wire carries on to another terminal, the other terminal. They cross each other, sort of, these wires. But when looking down like this with your eyeballs, you just see the wire going along. And this kind of thing happens all over the place in a radio like this. I mean, if you're doing this work a lot, you're probably as cautious as me when it comes to these things. It's so easy. That's why I'm trying my best to watch the wire for every last little millimeter of it to figure out what's going on. So in fact, under the capacitor here, there, now you can see it quite clearly what's going on. The wire I'm chasing is coming to this terminal here. And of course, what's on this terminal? More of these heater wires, which are fairly distinctive from all the other wiring in the radio. So I can do the pair. I can do the twisted pair from way down here now, comfortably, all the way up there on the cat that's ready to jump. So I could do this one section, or one length, one twisted length. Okay. Oh, it's only been what? Who knows? Half an hour or more? Oh, a lot more time. Not on camera of me thinking. Well, I'm slurping my coffee. Okay, I think we'll do that. We'll go for that one sort of twisted pair run down to here. it all sounds simple now, and that's why I'm ready to jump. Kind of dawned on me it might be a good idea to take a look at the schematic here, and let's do that. Let me just zoom in a bit. So here's the transformer, and here's the winding for the heaters, and here's something interesting. It's center tapped and grounded. So that certainly means neither of these other two should be touching the chassis at any point, that's for sure. In some radios, this wouldn't be here, and one of these would be grounded. In some radios, this is the chassis, in fact. They just run one wire through the radio. The rest of the other side of the heater is just soldered down to the chassis. So all kinds of ways radios are done. So this one's a center tap, no capacitors involved. And what I'm asking myself is there a polarity to this? Do I have to track this one wire and make sure as I replace the wires, this one is kind of always the same, if you know what I mean? Can I change these around? Like, this is a twisted pair. So this one's here, this one's here. I twist them up. When I get to the other end, I won't know which one's which. Does it matter? Do I have to maintain it? And I don't think so, because of the center tap grounding arrangement here. I don't think there's any need for me to do that. All these tubes have cathodes in them. There's no directly heated tube. You can see the heater circuit, they just show the arrows going back. They don't mark one of them as 1 and 2 or anything like that. Oh, look at this. So there's a capacitor here. For a small capacitor, it's a big one. It's a big, small capacitor right here. Now, if you move this capacitor over to this other leg, would it lose its effectiveness? And what is it doing? It's got to be trying to drain RF out. Now, why is it attached to this tube? Here, pictorially, it's right here. Well, this is the first tube doing any amplifying. It could be that it's just basically the most sensitive spot in the radio. It's very sensitive. Got the antenna hooked up to it. It's sensitive on purpose. So would this be here to try to quiet down or remove RF from here? Oh boy, see, trying to maintain, it's not impossible to maintain exactly the same wire arrangement, polarity-wise, even though there's no real polarity to AC. Would it just be a matter of flipping this capacitor over? Would I put another one in? What am I doing here? What's this doing here? Exactly. And I think it is. It's just right to the chassis. Right close. I'm like, I guess we could look and try to find this. Hey, see, we can find this. We have a diagram for it. Let's switch diagrams here. Okay, same thing here. C3 is the number. Right near the 6A8 tube, supposedly. So we'll go down here. The 6A8 tube is right here. Now we're looking for C3. C8. Here it is. This is it here. So here it is coming right off the heater, going straight to a terminal on the chassis. I have no reason to suspect this capacitor is in trouble. Oh my gosh, Jim, all the heater wires are laid out on this diagram, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. Okay, well, you see what's happened? It's taken me like 40 minutes here to find out that this diagram contains everything I need to know. Well, here we are. We can verify what I've done. So here's the output from the transformer, and the wires are twisted here. And then they're tied to these two terminals. From here, it's that black wire. Actually, look. Oh, one is brown, one is black. So these are color-coded. So, yeah, oh, good, it shows it. Here's the brown. Here's the black. I thought they were both black. My gosh, look at how long I've been doing this, and I'm just realizing these fundamental things here. Yeah, so the brown hooks up to a brown, hooks up to a brown. Oh, this diagram's gonna help it. Now I'm really ready to jump. Jump with both hind legs. That's good. Okay, well, I'll continue what I was aiming for, which was doing this twisted set here to this point. Did I get that done? Can I get something done today? Let's try that. I think I'm all set for it. Okay, so I'm going to use blue and white wire to do this, and I've twisted up the pair here. So I just want to get the length right. We're going to go blue will be black, white will be brown. Black is darker than brown, blue is darker than white. I should be able to remember that. I should. So I'll just kind of size this up. Okay, and come along here, down underneath the bend, come out, this terminal, that terminal, cut this wire here. Okay, I'm going to feed this along here. Oh, I got to take out the original one. Because I have the diagram now, I don't have to worry. Oh, a whole bunch of stuff I don't have to worry about. Keeping track of a bunch of stuff. Polarity-wise. But you know what I could do? I could easily get the terminals wrong here. Showing up right there. Down to here. So this is pretty floppy here. Does this diagram look different? Does it? I guess I'm looking at it differently. I'm expecting the, yeah, anyway, it's here. It's here. Okay, one comes around to this terminal. You can see it. It's all verified. I think I got the right thing there. And then the other one back there. And I believe I can see it. 2 wires there. Make sure I cut the right one. Right one's kind of in back. There's a lot of imposters back there. It's real easy to cut the wrong one. Well, here's hoping I cut the right wire. Nip the curved end off here. It's pretty shorted now. Okay. Then we try to shove this guy in. It's one of the things about doing this work that made me so nervous is once you start it, you disturb so much of the other wiring that you cannot operate the set until you got it all done. By then you've got your 7 mistakes made in it. We can't afford that to happen, so you got to be absolutely careful that no mistakes are made. And I'll bet you I'll still make mistakes. Black was blue, brown is white. The one that's coming way around is the, anybody read that? I sure can't. Brown. Brown around. Brown is white, white around. Stuff. Solder okay. Now the other one was that really messy connection. Give me a chance to clean it up a bit. These are not very strong pliers. I can use them for, like, they're meant for holding things, not so much working them. You need the stronger ones here. Not sure what happened there. Let's take a look. And what do we see? Okay, first of all, I need to identify the terminal I'm working on. This one here I'm pointing at. Where's the wire I just wrapped around it? It's there. Is it? Where'd the blue wire go? It has to be going to this terminal. Show me my own wire here. Oh. This terminal, pictorially that's correct. And that's the messy terminal. Well, this is the terminal that the lead wire is coming to right from the so that wire I'm wiggling is coming right from the transformer. It's going right to the same terminal. Yeah, I got it. Okay, I got it right. At least I've convinced myself I got it right. I think I want to solder those in right now. So, interesting stuff about radio noise in my house, which I fight with all the time, especially in the lower frequencies. Long wave, which isn't, I don't really do much with that. Medium wave, though. I do like listening to medium wave radio. Pretty tough with all kinds of noise. Well, I found one of the noisemakers yesterday. The reason for this is I've replaced one of my computers. The new computer has no radio noise that I can detect coming out of it. I'm stunned. The old one obviously was just issuing tons of stuff. How can I tell though? Because I'm always watching or listening with the SDR that's in the running computer. So every time I'm on the radio, the computer's running. Switch computers and discover that the old computer was just firing out noise left and right. Well, with the new computer, the noise level has dropped way down. Even with it running, I can use my SDR. And that's great. But other noises now have come out of the noise. The noise level goes down. You can hear more noise sources. And I spent a good time running around my house yesterday with a little transistor radio trying to nail down where this particularly powerful noise was coming from, which goes zzz, 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 zzz. Now I had something like this happen with the same computer I just retired, where if I put it into sleep mode, although it looks like it's off and sleeping, inside it was producing exactly the same kind of sound, just very, very strong interference sound, way stronger than anything else in my house. Hear it out on the street in a car radio. It's that strong. I discovered that if I put that other computer, old one, into sleep mode, it just fired out this sound. Somebody told me that was because the computer is refreshing its memory. I don't understand why that would make this kind of terrible sound, but it did. And this other sound I'm hearing now, very similar. But you know what I tracked it down to? The computer here in my shop, which you can't see in the dark. It's sitting down there. It's a regular desk tower type computer. Nothing special about it. Pretty old. It's off. I mean, I shut it down. It was shut down. How can that be generating noise? I shut it down. Well, you know what? It's doing exactly the same thing. They reach around the back of the computer because there's an on-off power switch. I flipped it off and that was the end of that. So here I've been suffering from both of these computers. Probably the other one too. Even when it was shut down, it was probably still making noise and I never figured it out. My gosh, holy smokes, what have I been up against? So I turned this computer off and the noise level in the house went down another notch. Yeah, there's other noises now to chase, but the level is going way, way down from where it was. And that's my good news story about noise. So if you've got these old computers, get the same spot as me where anytime you're listening to radio, a computer's running, you never really know for sure if that noise is from the computer you're using. And why is this new one so noiseless? I mean, it's really impressive. There's like nothing coming out of it, which is great. Okay, now we got to try to solder way in the back there. And then in conjunction with all that, I have a new antenna. I've picked up something called a mini whip after watching some videos and hearing some people talk about it. Mini whip, very cheap, $40 I think I paid, $40, $50. A mini whip antenna is very different. I shouldn't even say mini whip, because the word whip is kind of misleading. Ooh, lots of rubber, lots of smoke here. I think I got it. You look up mini whip antennas, there's two of them, designed by ham radio operators, RA0 something and PA0 something, two different guys. These antennas, they're very interesting. They're not wire antennas trying to pick up a magnetic or electric field effect. They are actually more like a probe. You can think of it like a probe, just sticking out in the atmosphere, and whatever the electric field is at this point, it's no longer a long wire. Just at this point, relative to the ground or Earth or zero, wherever zero is, you can measure the electric field, and that's what this is doing. It's picking up the electric field. It's just a plate in about this big, and it's hooked right up to the a FET transistor. Super high input impedance, and I gotta leave. Too smoky in here. Anyway, interesting stuff. Works great on the low frequencies and the medium wave band. I'm floored by how effective it is. Not so good on short wave, it seems. Okay, I gotta let the smoke clear here. I was soldering these up and I caught myself in the act of getting it wrong. So this terminal was attached to this wire. The insulation's come off this wire now. This wire looks like it's connected to this terminal. And it looks like, to here. It's completely wrong. This wire looped over to here where it's picking up the blue, and it carries it up to here, not to here. So I put this blue wire into this terminal. Look, this terminal is tied right to the chassis. I put a solid ground. In the process of putting a solid ground on the heater, on a center tapped heater, this would have probably this would have cooked the transformer. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it would take time, right? Things not going to cook in a moment. It takes a long time to heat up something big like a transformer. But that's a bad mistake. That's a bad mistake. Now, what is going on? This impossible to see wire right here just loops around behind this resistor where you can't see it, extending the white wire to this terminal. This must be a spare terminal on this tube. It's got a pin in it, but I'll bet you it's a nothing. In fact, it's pin number 1. Well, this is a grounded terminal. Oh yeah, there's a ground wire right there again. Just wow, I just didn't see it. So this is a ground terminal right here too. So that doesn't make sense. So where's this other wire going over here? He says, realizing he's still getting it wrong. Look at that. That wire's not even attached to the terminal. Oh my gosh. What a schmozzle. So there's a wire from here I didn't see, coming around the back, sneaking through these wires, coming up close to these terminals, making me think it's hooked up to them, but actually goes up to here. So I need to replace a wire from here to here, and this blue wire needs to go up to here, not where it is. I don't think I soldered that in yet. It is just so easy, for me anyway, to make a mistake doing this work. That's why I'm so anxious doing this. There we go. That's probably not long enough. Maybe I can stretch it there. Yeah, I can get that to go there. So while you're watching this video and you're seeing lots of time being spent, not a lot getting done, just a lot of talk and consideration, there's even more going on off camera. Me just standing here and pondering. Bit of a lap connection there. Now, is this extended onwards? Probably is. Probably is a wire coming off of there, just going on to the next tube. Yes, there is. There's one coming off. this one here is the one I just ripped. No. Yeah, this one looped over and came down to here. That's all wrapped. Yeah, because it's twisted around the other wire. That's why it's wrapped. Okay, I can cut that out. Make no mistakes. Oop, so much for how I soldered that wire. Came right off. Cutters aren't the best thing to use as pliers. Put this down under this wire here. That's better. There's a wire leading this terminal too, so maybe I shouldn't bother soldering this right now. I have to do another wire. There's so much junk in the bottom here. Okay, then I'm going to put a clip lead back on that because I see the time is coming to an end. Where'd the clip leads go? Oh, it's right in front of me. Looking everywhere else. Okay, this guy's got to be changed here. It's going from here to here. And that one, what color is that one? Brown wire, so that should be white. Okay, just making sure everything's adding up. White wire. There, over to there. If I find my strippers here, I have to give them a little assistance. Oop. Threw the garbage into the radio. Okay, now I'm going to cut out the original one. trying to solder wires that aren't held, mechanically well. Not a good thing. Get one on, the other one comes off. That's not working out. Not working out. We reduce the amount of solder down here. That's how much solder I pulled out of that connection just now. See if we can get some more out. Not really. Okay. Okay, there's room for solder now. So the thing is, you kind of wrap these wires up around a terminal with solder on it. As soon as you melt the solder, the wrapping becomes loose and the wires fall away. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you're doing this kind of stuff. Let's see what we can get away with this time. Got him. Nope. Nope, this wire is not soldered at all. So frustration's starting to get to me here, and so I'm going to need to stop pretty soon, or oh my gosh, it's like trying to Move a fish hook here. Or what'll happen is I'll get reckless. I'm feeling reckless. That fed up feeling that we have to be so careful about. Oh, sorry, it's turned off. Here, have a new angle on things. By Jove, I think he's got it. Release the capacitor here. I'm doing all this. Whoops. I got the wires on, but the capacitor's off now. Capacitor lead's just not long enough. How about another piece of wire on that connection? Sure. Concentrate on putting this around another lead wire, not right on the terminal. Okay. Yeah, okay, nothing. Solder that on there. Yeah, I find it very important to not do this work while feeling frustrated. And that's probably a general rule in life. Everybody stay connected. Okay. Okay. Did we succeed? This is kind of crazy. Yep. 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 Okay. Oh, don't know where that went. Oh, here it is. A little nibbit of wire. Okay, the other end of this wire is on its way to this connection here. I can see a brown wire coming from there. Excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at this point. I'm going to put the other clip lead here. That'll remind me where to continue. Oh my gosh. Whew. That's... Did I make any mistakes in the course of doing this? I hope not. So, we succeeded in getting this chunk out of here. This chunk. And a few other little pieces. My gosh. Well, that's it for today. I can't operate the radio. I won't be able to now until I do a fair bit more replacement work, because I just don't dare turn it on, having seen more and more of what's going on with those wires. So thanks a lot for watching. Kind of a... Well, anyway, it is what it is. That's about the most I can say. Hope you will enjoy your day. I'm off to enjoy mine. See you.